Hi beautiful people, I hope you are all doing really well. Welcome to another pick a card reading. So today's reading we are going to be having a very short, brief but good summary or insight into what this year is looking like for you, what it is that you need to be aware of. However you want to take the information I give you. Now, please remember that this is a very general reading. Time is an illusion and energy is fluid, which means that things can change or not change in accordance to, of course, your energy and the collective energy, and most importantly, what it is that you choose to do with the messages I give you. Now, we're going to be looking at 3 different sections of this year for you. So we're going to be looking at love or relationships, we're going to be looking at health and career or finances. Now I'm just doing one card for each and one clarification card for each of those cards, just to keep it nice and brief but to give you some information. I'm also going to be showing you guys an Ascended Masters card to wrap it up, and a final word or piece of advice for this year. Now, for those of you who haven't watched any of my videos before, first of all, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to share it, please feel free to do so. And if you haven't subscribed yet, and if you wish to, please feel free to do so as well. Now, if you want to get notifications when I upload videos, when you go to subscribe, just make sure you press on the bell button, because then you'll be notified when I upload new videos. Alright, now without any further ado, if you haven't watched any of my videos before, I'm about to show you 3 different words. So you are going to choose the word which goes with your reading. Now, I always say don't worry too much about the meaning of the word. I would make a decision on the word around which word you're most drawn to at this point of time. Now, of course, you are more than welcome to watch all 3 readings. In saying that, I always do suggest that if you want a really clear and concise message, that you just watch the one. But of course, this is totally up to you. Alright, so I think that covers it. If you would like to get a personal reading with me, you can find the links below. If you'd like to follow me on social media, you can always also find the links below. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can find my PayPal below as well. Alright guys, let's get into it. So your first reading or pile 1 is confidence. Pile 2 or reading 2, the word is giving. And pile 3 or reading 3, the word is care. So from top to bottom, confidence being reading 1 or group 1, grace being pile 2, and of course giving being pile 3. So confidence is pile 1, care is pile 2, and giving is pile 3 or reading 3. Now, if you need a little bit more time to decide which word you want to choose, that's okay. I'll just get you to pause the video because we're about to start the readings. Okay, so for those of you who are pile 1, or if you chose the word confidence, this is your reading. So to begin with, the word confidence may or may not be significant to you right now. As I said before, perhaps confidence is what you need to be working on, or perhaps really you need to be believing in yourself a little bit more, especially, I don't like to just say this year because I feel like time is just a continuum really, but confidence, what does it mean to you? How does it feel to you when you think about that word? It may or may not correlate with this reading, but I would say that, you know, you haven't chosen it. There's a reason you've chosen it, but I'll leave that with you. Let's get into your reading. So the first card I'm going to be showing you is like a significator of where you are right now at this point of time. So we have the 5 of Wands. So I feel like for a lot of you that at this point of time, you may feel like you are in competition. Oh, by the way, sorry. don't mind me. This is your significator. So this is talking about how you're feeling at the moment, and I feel like a lot of you feel like you are in competition with others, or you feel like you need to be fighting for attention, or there's something about and I was just about to say the word confidence, so that could be a Freudian slip and the reason why I'm saying it. I feel like there's confidence that's lacking in you, which leads you to believe that you feel like other people or other things are a competition. But it's kind of like this is like really creative and passionate competition, if you want to look at it like that. Or maybe you feel like you're always just really frustrated because you can't really seem to feel like you're getting where you need to go with, you know, perhaps a project or a way of being, but it's something that's creative that you have passion for, but it's like you feel like you're not getting anywhere with it, right? So it's a very general summary, but that's what I'm getting. Maybe there's a particular job you're after and you feel like you're having to compete very heavily for it. Maybe it's just a mindset and therefore it's carrying out in everything in your life, but it's like competition and this feeling of like having to fight hard or always having to be doing things, okay? So that's your current energy at the moment. Your last card that we'll end up pulling out will be a card of advice around that energy as well. Now, let's get into your reading. So the first card is going to signify your love, connections, relationships this year. So we have Justice, which is, of course, a major arcana. So this is a biggie. So what this is really telling me is I feel like, you know, karma is going to be catching up with you. Now, of course, karma isn't bad or good. Karma's about, you know, reaping what you sow. So, you know, if you've been doing good things, or if you feel like you've been doing a lot of work on yourself and you've been learning a lot about things, or whatever it is, I'm speaking very surface level here, but this is basically saying this year you're going to see things balancing out more and more favorably. You're going to see justice in the things that you've been putting your time and energy into, and I feel like because this is relationships, perhaps you're going to see where it is maybe where you have been, I don't want to say going wrong, but where you need to work on yourself or how you see others so that you can balance yourself out, so you can balance out your karma as well and way of being. Perhaps for some of you, you will, if you're single and looking for a partner, perhaps someone will be coming along who you feel will be the partner that you've been looking for or hoping for a while. Someone who can help bring some balance into your life. Maybe for some of you, if you're married or you have some sort of legal things going on in a relationship, it feels like justice is going to be stepping in and balancing things out, okay? So it's kind of like dues are going to be served. Now, clarifying, we have the Knight of Wands, so I feel like, yeah, there's going to be a lot of things happening really quickly, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of heated emotions as well. Now, for some of you, if you're single, this could mean that there's someone that's going to be really interested in you coming in very quickly, or that you may have several admirers. Now, you could be single or not be single and have admirers, but I feel like there's admirers around for this pile. And maybe this is just saying be careful, as in choose wisely with the people that you're connecting with. Make sure you remain diplomatic and balanced in the relationships that you forge with people, and don't allow yourself to get too carried away in the heat of the moment or how passionately you feel about someone. Make sure you stay balanced and diplomatic with that. Maybe if you're interested in someone, maybe you're really going to be wanting to move the relationship forward a bit more, but there's a lot of, you know, passion here. There's a lot of people seeing you as attractive, or you finding someone particularly attractive that's coming in, and maybe wanting to move a relationship ahead more, as in maybe you're in a relationship and you're wanting to seal the deal per se. This could mean many different things for many different people, so I'm just giving you what I'm getting here, okay? Now the next card, and confidence as well. This is because people are seeing you as confidence. There's a lot of you where you're getting a lot of admirers because of the confidence that you're going to be building over this year. I feel like a lot of you are going to be quite surprised by the changes that you're going to be making. Now the next card represents health. So we have the Ace of Swords. So I feel like for a lot of you, there's going to be this truth coming in around how to better look after your health. So maybe you're going to have like this moment of clarity coming from someone else, or just from your higher self, saying, hey, look, this is what you need to be doing to get into better your health. And it's going to be made very clear and apparent to you on what it is that you need to be doing. This could also indicate you maybe finding a healer or someone that's able to help give you guidance and clarity on what you need to do to better your health as well. But this is about clarity, about diplomacy, about getting a clear message that's very transparent and that's very honest and straightforward. So as I said before, this could be either someone giving you this message or you making this decision yourself, and then looking for someone with these qualities, or someone offering you saying, hey, I can help you with this. Clarifying, we have the Six of Cups. So it's a very general reading, and a few of you are going to be watching this. So what I'm getting here is that I think a lot of you might be looking back at your past and what it is and how it has been affecting your health, and that will give you more clarity into how you can heal yourself. That's what I'm getting, this kind of historic thing. Maybe the fact that you need to do more inner child work or forgive people from the past is going to become more clear to you, and that's what's really going to help you with your health. Maybe some of you have children and they'll say something to you that will really give you that moment of clarity where you're like, oh, that's what I need to be doing. There's something about either children that you have or something about your past that has to do with your health, and something becoming clear through that to better improve it, of course. Your last card, we're going to be talking about work or career. So we have the Eight of Coins or Pentacles, which is very fitting, isn't it? So this is you, I feel. This is you. Either some of you could be starting a new job, some of you could be studying, some of you could be building your own business, whatever it is. You'll need to take it as it resonates, of course, but this is you working hard at something. And I feel like it's something that you are enjoying. If it's not a new thing for you, I feel like this will be you working hard at what you're already doing, but I feel like there's like a new way of you finding how to do your work better. It's almost like working smarter, not harder, is what I'm getting here. Clarifying, we have the Tower. So this is quite interesting. This is a major arcana, so this is karmic. So this is talking about, I feel like this year there's going to be this shift that is going to really make you realize where it is that you maybe want to be working, or what you want to be doing for work, or what you want to be studying. I feel like there's going to be something that's really going to break down the foundation of maybe the current job you have, or your current mindset around work and what it means to you, and perhaps what it is that you want to be spending your time on. perhaps some of you are going to be coming to a point where you're like, I've been working really, really hard in the role I'm in now. I don't really feel like I'm getting much out of it. And you may then decide to do something else. Or this could be you in your current role or what you're doing now, but realizing that in order for it to work well and for you to be able to keep yourself balanced in what you do, that there needs to be a breakdown in something. Some of you might be working, another message I'm getting here is that some of you might be working full-time and have now decided to go part-time so that you can work smarter, not harder. Because it may have, you know, if you're overworking yourself, it has implications on your health and mental well-being and everything else, right? So yes, this is what I'm getting for you. And I think confidence correlates in that, and that it's about being confident in the skills that you have and what you're doing and the work that you're currently doing. I'm getting a message here as well, don't allow others to influence how you see yourself working, because I feel like this pile work well, you know. You do your job well, whatever it is that you do. Now, I did have a last word of advice for you, and that is the Six of Pentacles, which is cool. So this is really talking about ensuring that you find balance this year. Helping people where you can, but also remembering that in order to help others, you first need to be able to help yourself. And that's interesting that you also had, you know, justice in the love section of your reading, or your connection section of the reading. So there's a lot of you finding balance and having the confidence to know that you're doing what you can, and also like when to know when to pull back from things and not be overworking yourselves. Your Ascended Masters is work your magic. Awesome. So just, again, of course, confidence in what you do, working your magic in what you do. Maybe some of you practice magic, or maybe some of you are just, you know, going to be working on your life in general to make it more magical, to manifest it into what it is that you are really wanting. And I feel like for a lot of you, that's confidence around the decisions you're making and what it is that you're doing, and knowing that you're doing a really good job of what you're doing, no matter what you think in your mind or whatever other people think of you, or competition, or whatever it is. So pile one, I really hope you enjoyed your reading. Thank you so much for your ongoing love and support. Lots of love and light. Okay, so my pile two, or for those of you who chose the word care, this is your reading. Now, the first card I'm going to be showing you will be a significator of you in your current energy, how you're thinking, feeling, what's going on. But on a deeper level, it's just your energy, okay? I'm then going to pull a card that's going to represent love and relationships. The next card is going to be health, and then the last one is going to be about work and career. Okay, so in your current energy, this is you, Four of Swords. So I feel like here there's a lot of you who are giving too much. You give too much. Now, if any of you haven't watched any of my readings before, I am very, very raw with my readings. I say things as I see them. Sometimes people can get a little bit triggered, and generally this is because it's something that is going on for them and that they just may be resisting, okay? But there's never any disrespect here or judgment, but yeah, too much giving. And I feel like a lot of you are needing to recuperate, or feel like you need to be resting. Maybe you're feeling really, really tired. And so you're trying to sleep as much as you can, or need to be getting more sleep and need to be doing some more self-care. Your first card is representing love and relationships for 2023. So we have the Six of Pentacles. So for me, this is telling me to tell you that this is really about the importance of finding balance. Not giving too much to others. Making sure that, there's equal give and take. As I said before, I feel like a lot of you give too much of yourselves, and there's nothing wrong with giving, but you also need to think about you as number one. Because if we cannot look after ourselves and we're not feeling good about ourselves, we cannot help others. And also there's a level of acknowledgement around the responsibility of others also taking care of themselves. So there's that fine balance, I understand. And in your love and relationships this year, this is going to be a highlight. We have the devil clarifying. So yes, this is really talking about old ways of being and habits that aren't too great. They're not exactly the most healthy. And that's what we discussed before, overgiving. Being chained back by old mindsets, old ways of being, cognitive patterns that we've learned from birth, if not before, depending on what you believe in, and not being able to move forward and break free of these because either we're unaware of them or we are resisting change, maybe through fear. But yes, if you feel like you're attracting toxic relationships or unhealthy relationships to yourself, this is why, because you need to find that balance in giving. Maybe you end up attracting people that are people that you feel that you need to fix or be their therapist, and that's not good, because it's not really our job to do that for others. It's our job to support people and respect them and be kind. However, it's not our journey to do their shadow work. That's the responsibility we all have, and people can pay professionals to help them with this sort of stuff, okay? And you've got to remember, and I say this with all due respect, that we always end up attracting the people that we do because they're a mirror of ourselves. So I'm not saying that you're someone that is an energy vampire or anything like that, but what I am saying is that, a lot of people that give too much of themselves is because really they need to be giving that to themselves, okay? I'm going to move forward because I don't want to harp on that. And you're probably already very aware of this. Now, the next card we have represents your health. So at the moment, I just feel like you're very unbalanced. There's this pattern here of unbalance, okay? So you're unbalanced, you don't feel balanced in your health. Maybe you're suffering from a bit of vertigo. Maybe you find yourself feeling dizzy or fainting, or just like you've taken on too much, right? And it's that giving mode again of like your health is being impacted by the fact that you're doing too much, or that you're trying to find that fine line between giving too much and not giving enough, okay? And that's impacting your health. A lot of you may feel like emotionally imbalanced as well. Maybe your hormones are imbalanced. Maybe you feel really over-emotional. And this is something that will be highlighted to you, that you need to balance out. We have the Chariot, Major Arcana. This is clarifying and really telling me that I feel like this year, once you've made note of this, that you'll either meet someone who will be like, hey, let's do something about it, as in like a friend, or maybe this will be you stepping into your energy going, you know what, I really need to do something about this now. Some of you as well, I feel like perhaps might think, okay, I really need a holiday, or I need to either move your mindset or move your body or move something in the direction that's going to best work for you. This is about giving to yourself, recognizing the power that you have, recognizing the balance, recognizing that you yourself can help yourself. And I think that's really important, a really, really important message, because that's what's going to help you move forward. And your health is really being influenced heavily by this. And I say this because you have a major arcana here, which means that this is karmic, and in order for you to be able to really move forward with this, you need to step into that confidence of knowing you need to give more to yourself. Now, the next set of cards is about work or career or finance, business, whatever it is that you do to make money. So we have a really beautiful card. We have the Ten of Cups. So I feel like I'm getting a strong message here for some of you, that some of you may be coming into an inheritance, or be maybe winning some money, or be opening a business with a family member, or maybe some of you are adopting or have children, and that it's affecting the way you make money or the way you work, but in a really, really positive way. So there's going to be a lot of joy this year in regards to money or what it is that you're doing. Now, some of you might be saying, yeah, no, I can't see this happening. This will all come into place once you can get those other two elements of your life really balanced, okay? Maybe some of you are going to be realizing that you need to be spending more time with loved ones and having more fun and doing things that make you feel more joyful. Clarifying, we have the Nine of Cups, which, yeah, this is really talking about fulfilling yourself. Once you feel more fulfilled, you will then be more fulfilled in what you're doing. Now, the cups always represents emotions, but here we're talking about work and finances. So I feel like for a lot of you this year, the message here is that you need to really be thinking more about yourself and meeting your own needs, giving to yourself, finding yourself in a really good place emotionally, and then this will come along. So for some of you, this might be starting your own thing. For some of you, it might be coming into a windfall of money. There's a few different things here, but I see there's a lot of joy and happiness around money, finances and career. And I feel like this has been a long time coming, and I feel like this is also going to come through you realizing your own worth, and the fact that, and also that, it's about working on yourself, giving to yourself. Your word of advice is the Eight of Cups. Interesting how you had all these cups at the end. So this is really talking about, remember that even if you feel like you have failed, or even if you have been disappointed in the past, it doesn't mean that it has to be a reoccurring loop from you. We can break, these patterns 100%. It's a decision that we need to be ready to do, and be responsible, and taking acknowledgement, and that we're needing to do this for ourselves. So this person is walking towards, I feel, the Nine of Cups, which I showed you before, and walking towards a brighter future, and one where you're giving to yourself. And maybe some of you will spend time alone by yourselves. Maybe some of you will be like, you know what, I'm going to go overseas for a while and travel and work over there to find myself more, or not find yourself. You can look at it as finding yourself, but maybe it's just about taking time out for you and doing what you really want. But, if you're feeling like this at the moment, it's okay. You're starting to walk and you're starting to move towards better times. And the moon here, it's like it's a waning moon, and it's a waxing, depending on how you look at it. But yeah, it's a full moon as well. So this is really about representing the phases that you go through, and the emotional work that you're doing, and how everything passes, right? Now, your Ascended Masters is Lu and persistence. So what this is telling me to tell you is that you need to continue on the journey that you're working on, and have the confidence in yourself. Yes, you may have been disappointed in the past by things, people, whatever it is, but this is not a personal thing. This is about you needing to really shine and recognize your worth, and what it is that you deserve as well, and that you're worth people giving things to you, and that when you do give things to people, you know, people appreciate it. They see you shine. This third eye is really beaming as well. I think this really represents persisting with life and your goals and passions and dreams. All right, pile 2, I really hope you enjoyed your reading. Lots of love and light. Okay, so my pile 3, or for those of you who chose the word care, this is your reading. Let's get into it. So the first card I'm going to be showing you is a significator of you in the current energy, how you're feeling about this year or this time space that we're in. We are then going to be looking at love, relationships, connections, health, and then work and or finances, career, however you want to take it. Let's get into it, guys. So care is a great word for you. And why is that? I feel like some of you need to be caring more for yourselves, and also just to be taking care with how you're communicating with others is what I'm getting. Now this is not just me pointing fingers at you. If you've watched my videos before, you'll know that I'm a very raw reader. I tell it as it is, and it's never out of disrespect. All the messages I give you are messages that I'm hearing from myself as well. Okay, let's move forward. So your significator is the 6 of Wands. So you may have already had a really, really good start to the year, or you know, you're celebrating something, or you've had success with something over last year and coming into the new year. This is really, really good. Okay, now if you feel, and if you're sitting there saying, this is not how I feel like that you should be feeling like this, that sorry, quote unquote, should be. But I feel like this is an energy that is really being highlighted as important for me to tell you is this is what you deserve. So the things that you've accomplished, you should be proud of, without me trying to tell you what to do. Okay, and I feel like with a lot of you, you don't maybe recognize or celebrate your wins or your feelings of successes as much as you should. This is a great start though. I feel like some of you as well are starting to see things more clearly or more rationally as well. Okay, so the first card is talking about your love life, connections or relationships. This is a very general reading, so you'll need to take it as it resonates and apply it to your situation. Okay, so 8 of Swords, you're very much in your head and you're very much blinded, and perhaps you feel like you can't see things as they truly are because of things that have happened to you, right? Because of your past, because of your conditioning, because of society, whatever it is that we want to say it is. And you feel like you can't move forward. You feel very trapped in your head a lot of the time, and I think some of you overthink. And so you therefore either sabotage potential connections or relationships, or you over worry about things that don't need to be worried about, which makes it very difficult for you to move forward and to see things as they truly are. Clarifying, we have the High Priestess, which is just confirming what I've said to you. So this is really about, there's things that are hidden from you that you can't see because of the state of mind you're in. This person can't see anything. So it makes it very difficult for them to see what is hidden and the truth, because the High Priestess is about what is hidden, truth, a lot of things. So High Priestess, it means a lot of things, and it depends on what it is that you're asking about. But things are hidden from you, and they're only hidden from you because you're not seeing them clearly, because you're bound by your own thoughts and your own mind. And because of that, you don't trust your intuition either. You don't trust the messages you're getting from your higher self or from whatever it is that you want to believe, because you're ruminating on things. And sometimes we have this belief that if we don't think about things enough, then we won't process them, or whatever it is that's going on for whatever individual that is. But yeah, so that can make it very difficult for connections that you're in, or potential connections to come in, because I feel like with some of you there is someone potentially that could be around that would be a really good match for you, but perhaps you just can't see them, or you'll miss them because you're stuck in your head. I feel like for some of you there's someone round the corner, or there's someone just being very patient with you. So care for yourself so this can flourish. Next card is about your health. So we have the Three of Cups. This is cool. So I feel like for some of you might be thinking about joining a gym, or joining some sort of walking group, or doing something fun with other people that will, of course, your health will benefit from. So you're either doing that now, or you will be, and you'll find it really fulfilling. So it's always that thing where people talk about exercise and they don't like doing it, and it's generally, not always, but generally speaking, it might be just because you're not doing something that you find enjoyable. So I feel like for some of you there's this message here of joining a club or joining something where there's other people that are wanting to improve their health as well, and this will make it a more appealing thing to do. Clarifying, we have the Seven of Wands. So yeah, I feel like as well a lot of you will be celebrating the hard work that you have, the work that you have been putting into improving your health. And so this is where care, I feel, steps in as well, because I feel like care is saying just make sure that you take care and that you don't overdo it, right? Now for some of you, take it as it resonates. Some of you are maybe drinking too much, and you need to slow that down, and maybe when I say that to you, you're going to feel really defensive about it because it's something that you enjoy doing with your family and friends, but it's something that I feel you need to be mindful of. Okay? That's another message here. So there's several. But making sure you take care either way. And if you are, if you are in a new routine and you're doing really well with your health, just make sure you don't overdo it either. Please feel free, of course, to leave feedback and comments below. I love to hear what people think of the messages, and of course whether they resonate for you or not. Now, your last card is talking about finances and career. Now, we have the Five of Swords, so I feel like this is really talking about taking care for some of you to, if you end up leaving what you're doing, maybe you leave a role, just make sure that you leave on, it doesn't have to be good terms with the person that you were working for or working with, but just being mindful of keeping it really professional, keeping it diplomatic, because it's not good to burn bridges, right? Also be careful of how you're communicating with people. And also this is telling me to tell you to remember that someone that you might be working with you might feel like they're doing really well, or you may feel like they're just not really good at their job, but it's really about making sure that you check yourself with this and that you don't create problems for yourself by creating problems for them, if that makes sense. So this is a really double-edged sword, this card. It's just really about taking care, treading lightly, remaining diplomatic, and just knowing that sometimes there can't be a win-win situation, and just making sure that you walk away with integrity, okay, and with care. Yes, we have the Four of Swords, so taking care of yourself, as I said before, taking the rest that you need, taking the mental health days where you can. I think people are becoming more prominent nowadays, especially with people, employers. I'm finding that they are more on top of people taking mental health days, taking days off if you need to, if you're sick, taking days off rather than just soldiering on. So this is really important, but the biggest message I'm getting here is, in order for you to take care and look after yourself, just make sure you remain diplomatic, rational about things that are going on for you, and to tread carefully with your communication. And your word of advice, and this kind of ties in with it, is the Knight of Swords, and that is just with your communication, just take it easy, right? So, because I feel like sometimes we can be a little bit cutthroat with how we communicate, and it might just be because we're frustrated or we just want to get a job done. So it's really important, and it's being highlighted, that you don't just rush into something and say something or email something or message something that you might later end on regretting, right? So there's nothing wrong with feeling frustrated, there's nothing wrong with being frustrated, it's just how you channel that energy. So just make sure that you're very clear and transparent with yourself. And if you need to write something down before sending it, or you maybe need to talk to someone else to gain clarity or to ground you before making a decision or communicate something to someone, just be mindful of that. Okay? Don't be in a hurry is what I'm getting as well. Now, your Ascended Masters Pile 3 or care is open your heart to love Jesus. So this is really nice. So I feel like this is in regards to everything, just being mindful and being more open-hearted to the fact that not everyone's perfect. We all have our own flaws. We're all trying our best to get to where we want to be, but also to open your heart to love, going back to the first section of your reading where we were talking about ruminating too much on the past, ruminating too much on what might or might not happen. And when we're doing that and we're not opening our heart to love, we're missing out on potentially really good connections and or experiences. All right, thank you so much, Pile 3. I really hope you enjoyed your reading. Thank you so much for your ongoing love and support. See you next time.